Burley Sew.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Burley Sew. I'm Purified, and today we're going to take a look at how to repair a cuffed pair of pants with a fallen hem. So the hem's coming apart on the other leg. You can see the cuff here. This is the good leg, and you can see that hem around the edge. The pants were dropped off by a friend of mine who helped me with the actual intro sound to my videos, and he goes by the name of Janzyk. So maybe to pay him back, I'm fixing his pants for him. But you can see right here that the other leg, the hem has totally separated from the pants all the way around. So today we're gonna fix that. So right here we've got the leg that needs repairing, and you can see it's cuffed, and then on the inside it should be attached. However, the stitching has gone away and it's not. So there's a simple way to fix this, and on each seam on the side the pants are stitched so that the cuff stays up. So now what you want to do is get your stitch ripper, and you're going to want to remove the stitch on the inseam and the outseam of the pants that hold the cuff up. And it's easiest to not go in from the top, but to go in inside the cuff, kind of coming out of the cuff fold and up, and you can just push it straight out. Now you can go over to the other seam and do the same thing with that. And then once you've got that done, then you'll have a pant leg that you can work with. It'll be fully unrolled, or unfolded I should say, and then you'll be able to sew your hem. I'll go ahead and iron this out so that we can get a better look at it and work with it better. So now that it's all nice and ironed, take a look at the edge of the cuff. It has the overcasting on it. And then you can see right here the stitching of where it was attached to. And then you can see that the cuff rolls up well over that. This will allow us to stitch the hem up by turning the pants inside out, and then the cuff will cover the stitch that we do. So now I've turned the pants inside out, and I've folded up the hem, and I've pinned it following the line of where the old hem was. And you just need a few pins, pinned it all the way around, and now we're ready to stitch it out. So now we come over to our machine, take the flatbed attachment off, and now you can take your pant leg and just slide it over. And now that we're ready to sew, we can go ahead and choose our stitch. I'm going to use a blind hem stitch. I've got the choice of two different stitches for blind hem. I'm going to use the less bulky version. It's probably even too much stitch as it is, but it's covered by the cuff, so I don't think it matters that much. But you can see right there, there's my blind hem stitch, and I can change the settings if I want, but I'm just going to keep it the default. And I am going to use the blind hem stitch foot. And the only reason why in this particular case is because it has that blade underneath, and I can use that as a guide. And that's because the blind hem stitch is an overcast stitch. If you want to learn more about overcast stitches, you can click in the link right here or go to my channel and check it out. I'll stitch out a quick little demo for you right here so you can see what it looks like, because it'll be hard to see when it's black on black and I'm sewing on the pants. Alright, now you can see what the stitch looks like, and I could have used a number of different stitches. they are cuff pants. The cuff is going to fold well over the stitch that we do. So it's not a very particular job. You don't have to worry so much as if it was a regular hem that you were trying to do. And in that case, I would do a blind hem. And I have been meaning to do a blind hem video, but this is as close as I could get. So now I'm just going to stitch out here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop in a minute and I'm going to check to make sure everything looks okay. Just go up to this pin right here, and then I'll go ahead and stop the machine and then inspect my sewing, make sure the tension's good, stitch looks good, and then we'll go ahead and finish her up. Alright, and now that we're done, take a look, and I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry the lighting's poor and it's not a great camera work. I'll get on that, but I think you can see that it's hard to see, so I think that's a good thing. And then when you get the cuff over it, you won't see it at all. So now we'll just go ahead and trim off our threads, and then the next thing we're going to want to do is reattach the cuff to the seams. So we got the inseam and the outseam, and then we're just going to put a small little stitch along the top there. And the stitch I'm going to use is the triple stretch stitch. I just think it's a cool stitch, and it'll be sturdy, and you're apt to sometimes rolling your cuff down with your shoe or something like that when you're sitting. So I'll show you what it looks like on this, because once again it'll be hard to see on the black pants. And there you can see it's a nice sturdy stitch. I did a long stitch so you could see it well. Obviously I'm only doing a little bit here, short stitch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it in place so that it's easy to work with and line up. And I'm just putting the pins one on each side of the seam where I'm going to attach the cuff. And now I'll be able to line it up right with the seam right where I want it. And then I'll just stitch out a nice short stitch to attach the cuff to the pants. Now you can see I've got the cuff attached to the pants, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. So now we're finished, and now we can take our pins out, and we've got the cuff folded over, attached to the pants at both seams, and we're done. Now we can take a look at what it looks like. Nice and flat, barely see the hem stitch, cuff covers it for sure. It's attached on the inside. I'd say they're repaired. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, leave your comments below. I'm Purified. Thanks for watching Burley Sew.